Namaste. Witam Was bardzo serdecznie. Dzisiaj taki szczególny dzień, szczególna środa, również tutaj na naszym spotkaniu warsztaty medytacja od podstaw. Spotykamy się bowiem 1 listopada, które dla wielu z nas jest takim szczególnym momentem na to, żeby się zatrzymać, żeby porozważać, pomyśleć, powspominać osoby, które od nas odeszły, które pożegnaliśmy może całkiem niedawno, może już lata temu. Niemniej jednak one zawsze zajmują miejsce w naszym sercu. Myślimy o osobach, z którymi zostaliśmy rozdzieleni poprzez śmierć. Również wielu z nas może się zastanawiać nad swoją własną przyszłością. Tak? Co dzieje się, kiedy opuszczamy to ciało? Oczywiście raczej większość osób myśli o tych kategoriach, że umieram. I tutaj mam nadzieję, że nasze cotygodniowe spotkania, a także wszystkie inne zajęcia, warsztaty na mantra.pl zbliżają nas wszystkich do tego zrozumienia, że osoba, ty, ja, my wszyscy nie jesteśmy swoim materialnym ciałem. Dlatego w tym dniu chciałam poprosić Was o tą chwilę zadumy, szczególnie, że już mamy wieczór, tak? Być może nie wiem jak tam u Was z pogodą, ale często to jest ten moment, kiedy wybieramy się jeszcze na cmentarze, kiedy jako dzieciaki byliśmy zachwyceni ilością świec, ilością płomyków, które miały symbolizować naszą pamięć o bliskich, prawda? Ilość kwiatów. I takie przychodziło mi jako dzieciakowi do głowy pytanie, czy ja mogę pomóc jakoś. Tak? Czy mogę pomóc tej osobie, czy to była moja babcia, mój dziadek, czy mogę coś zrobić, prawda? Czy w jakiś sposób mogę jeszcze teraz, mimo że te osoby odeszły, mogę zadbać o ich dobrostan duchowy. Może nie do końca wtedy tak myślałam, ale myślę, że wiele osób właśnie tak to postrzega. I teraz dzisiaj to nasze spotkanie będzie wyglądało troszeczkę inaczej. Jeżeli przyszliście tutaj, ponieważ chcecie nauczyć się medytacji, to ja się bardzo, bardzo cieszę, ale zaproszę Was na poprzednie zajęcia, które miały miejsce, ponieważ dzisiaj po krótkiej medytacji z mantrą Gauranga, o której też nie będę dużo mówić, po prostu pomedytujemy. Zapraszam Was na film bardzo poruszający, bardzo na czasie, zawsze jest na czasie, ale myślę, że dzisiaj będzie takim szczególnie dobrym momentem wyemitowanie go po raz kolejny, ponieważ możecie go pamiętać z warsztatów, z webinaru, z live'a z Balakiadasem kilka tygodni temu, ale myślę, że warto do tego wrócić również na dzisiejszych zajęciach. Także dotyka on wiele bardzo takich intymnych, osobistych wątków, ale myślę, że każdy z nas jest w stanie usadowić się, jeżeli nie teraz, to być może w przyszłości, albo wybiec myślą w przyszłość i odnaleźć się w tematyce tego filmu. A dlaczego też chcę się z Wami dzisiaj z nim podzielić? Oczywiście ocenicie sami, prawda, niezwykłą wartość tego filmu, natomiast dla mnie osobiście to było taki dodatkowy, bardzo praktyczny, ponieważ lubimy słuchać historii innych ludzi, prawda? I tu jest taki ewidentny dowód, w jaki sposób to, co robimy, w jaki sposób medytacja z mantrą jest w stanie pomóc nam wznieść naszą świadomość, nasze życie, wprowadzić element radości, szczęścia, zarówno w momencie, kiedy jesteśmy w tych ciałach, ale także w tym decydującym momencie, w tym krytycznym momencie naszej egzystencji, kiedy opuszczamy to ciało, mamy gdzie przyjąć schronienie. Także bardzo proszę, mam nadzieję, że jeżeli chcecie, to możecie podzielić się swoimi odczuciami w komentarzach. Jeżeli widzicie, jak wartościowym jest ten film, doświadczacie tego, to możecie również oczywiście udostępnić go innym osobom, a także zaprosić innych ludzi do medytacji, prawda? Ponieważ medytować może każdy. A teraz, żeby wejść jeszcze głębiej w taki wewnętrzny świat odseparować się od tego, co jest na zewnątrz, nawet od tych różnych emocji, które być może dzisiaj doświadczyliście, zapraszam Was do chwili medytacji z mantrą Gauranga, która będzie polegała na tym, że wypowiadamy mantrę w kolejności. Bierzemy głęboki wdech, wypowiadamy mantrę Gauranga, co znaczy złocisty, w swoim umyśle, a następnie na wydechu wypowiadamy tą mantrę na głos. Zobaczcie, na ile jesteście w stanie się zrelaksować, wyciszyć, skupić się tylko i wyłącznie na tym dźwięku, nie zastanawiając się za bardzo nad tym, co się dzieje na zewnątrz. Po prostu jesteś Ty i ten duchowy dźwięk. Każdy z nas ma inną długość oddychania, także kompletnie się tym nie przejmujcie, po prostu bądźcie sobą, bądźcie w tym swoim świecie, otuleni tym transcendentalnym dźwiękiem mantry Gauranga. Pomedytujemy przez chwileczkę, później zaproszę Was właśnie na film, a po tym filmie pożegnam się z Wami króciuteńko, ponieważ nie chciałabym przerywać w żaden sposób tego, co mam nadzieję zadzieje się w Waszych sercach, w Waszych umysłach. I też zachęcam Was do tego, żeby już nic innego nie robić. Może pomyśleć sobie nad tym, co zobaczycie, zobaczyć, jak to się ma w Waszym życiu, a nade wszystko sięgnąć jeszcze raz po mantrę i właśnie na niej się skupić. Jeżeli znacie inne techniki, jak japa yoga, jak medytacja kirtan, wspólna medytacja, to oczywiście zachęcam Was bardzo serdecznie do zastosowania jej, ale jeżeli jesteście tutaj po raz pierwszy, akurat to jest Wasz debiut, jeżeli chodzi o medytację z mantrą, to proszę powróćcie chociaż na chwilę, na kilka minut właśnie do tej techniki po tym, jak skończymy emisję tego filmu. Także teraz proszę usiądźcie, powtórzmy jeszcze szybciutko poszczególne sylaby tej mantry, żeby nikt nie miał wątpliwości, w jaki sposób ją wypowiadać. Także proszę powtórz za mną. Gaur, Ra, Ang, Ga. Gaura, Anga. Świetnie. I teraz siadamy sobie wygodnie, rozluźniamy nasze ciało, bierzemy głęboki wdech, najlepiej przez nos, następnie wydech. Powtórz to kilka razy, tak żeby właśnie uspokoić zarówno ciało, jak i umysł. I teraz na wdechu wypowiadamy mantrę Gauranga w umyśle i na wydechu. Gaura, Anga. 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 Gaura, Jeszcze 2 razy. Kontynuuj głębokie oddychanie. Doświadcz tego, w jaki sposób mantra ogrzewa Twoje serce, rozprasza mroki, ciemności, które być może nagromadziły się w Twoim umyśle. I teraz popraw się, tak jak siedzisz, żeby Ci było wygodnie, żeby nic Cię nie rozpraszało. I zapraszam Was teraz do obejrzenia filmu Śmierć, nie ma się czego bać. I do zobaczenia na krótką chwilkę po emisji tego filmu. Dziękuję.
We're just a regular family. We've lived here in our home for over 25 years. Like most families, we've had our ups and downs, but we've always remained friends. Life on the whole has been good. We've had lots of fun times. My partner's always been very fit and super active. So when he was suddenly struck down with motor neuron disease, an incurable terminal illness, naturally, we were all absolutely devastated. It's taken a terrible toll on him and on all of us.
So the physical symptoms started off, Dad's reaction to things were very laboured. I remember I went for a bike ride with him, and this was actually before he was diagnosed. He actually fell off his bike.
We had no idea what was going on. He wanted to walk properly, but it just wasn't happening. Like his foot would just drop.
My husband and I were really genuinely worried. We thought there's something not right here. And then one day I just said to him, Shane, I'm going to take you to the hospital, emergency.
So that was April of last year when, he got the devastating news.
He said, oh yeah, I've got M&D, nothing much to it, don't worry about it, I'll be fine sort of thing. And
just turned to me and said, oh, it's ALS. Didn't really sink in until we're in the car driving, got quite emotional and upset, and Dad just said, don't kill us both, try and stay on the road.
The leader, I think, was still not on board, maybe in denial about what was going on.
I was in complete denial. I was in denial for months, to be honest.
instantly went on Google, typed in M&D, and obviously the outcome is never positive.
Sham Kundadas was absolutely devastated. Yeah, because, it's terminal illness.
I think it ranges between 2 to 4 years or something is the time frame they're given.
Yeah, we just had to accept that. This is it. There's no cure. It's only going to get worse, and pretty much be a downhill spiral, which it has, proven to be. Yeah.
It's devastating. It's a really, really horrible disease.
We have been practicing mantra meditation for many years, and he has been in and out, so to speak. He hasn't really taken it that seriously. And then when he got his diagnosis, he realised, I've got to get my together. So he changed. It was a slow process in the beginning, but as the disease took hold, he became more and more focused, more and more determined to follow the teachings he had been hearing for many years. We all hear, you're born, you're going to die, you're going to leave your body at some point, but you don't actually take that seriously until something like this happens, and then it becomes like reality. It's like, oh my God, this is, for real. It's really happening. I'm going to leave my body soon. And he has made the comment that this is the perfect disease for me. It stopped me in my tracks. I can't do anything. I can't go anywhere. I can't move my body. So all I can do is go inwards, do what I need to do to prepare myself spiritually, and try to focus on my relationship with my spiritual teacher and with God, Krishna. So that's what he's done.
You like his what? You like his shirt?
Oh, this one. Our best friend.
And their life will be less stressful. Are successful. You want me to tell them that? Yeah. Did everyone hear? Dad said his only wish is that everyone remember this experience at their time of death. And then their life will be successful. That's what Dad said.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you. Thank you. My dear Lord, I am your eternal servant. I surrender unto you and take complete shelter in you, Krishna. You are the heart of my heart, the life of my life. Please protect me. Isn't that beautiful?
Rolls straight away, you mean? I've never felt so helpless in my entire life. You have someone there that you love that's taking care of you for, half of my life, really. And you're just watching them waste away, and they're getting frustrated, you're getting frustrated because they're getting frustrated because you can't help them. I could see it in Dad as well, like he was just so frustrated and just so over his condition because it was getting to the point where he couldn't communicate properly.
I've been working with him since the end of January, so roughly maybe only 4 months. When I first got here, it was a little bit easier to understand. Like you could see the gradual decline physically over time. Like it was still a little bit of a strain to try and understand what he was saying at the beginning. A, B, C. Definitely got harder to understand as we went.
I guess there's less that can go wrong because there's so much that's already deteriorated, but still, a couple of weeks ago, he could still communicate verbally, just where now he can't.
He told us, like, every time he talks, it practically takes, like, every muscle in his body to strain to just try and make some kind of sound. He said it's like being buried in sand. Like, just imagine that all the time. It is practically like he's paralyzed from the neck down. And he did mention that one day. He can still move his head ever so slightly. And he said, once that goes, I'm fucked. Then I have no control over any part of my body at all.
Haribo, Shane. Haribo. Namaste.
Shane saying Haribo.
That's the best thing to say. Haribo. Yeah, I like your hat. That's the best hat, right? I'll just read a few verses and then we chat just a little bit. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body, from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You got a nice smile, mate, I have to say. I like it.
He loves you.
He loves you too, mate. Krishna loves you, Prabhupada loves you. Keep that smile on, mate. Love it.
Haribo.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna.
Haribo, Haribo.
6 months ago, Sharma Kundadas was wanting to stop eating, but he knew that he wasn't ready to leave his body at that time.
So up until a few months ago, he was still able to chew and swallow food without choking. But over time, those muscles start to deteriorate and he's no longer able to do that.
Every time he would eat something, he would choke, and it was really traumatizing, you know, not just for him, but for anyone around. You know, you have someone that you love that's just choking and gasping for breath, and there's just drool just pouring out of their mouths, and they're going red and blue, and it's like, you're helpless. You can't do anything. You can't, you know, it's not like you can just do a Heimlich maneuver on him and he's all good. It's like, that was what we were living with. And Dad finally made the decision to get a peg tube put into his stomach.
It gets inserted straight into your stomach. It's just literally a tube and you can feed that way. So all his water, medication, and when he was taking in food, it was a liquid form, was going through that tube.
A lot of worry and angst came into play. You know, he wasn't ready to leave.
So he needed time to prepare. He wanted to hear more chanting. He wanted to read more scriptures. He wanted to build more faith, because at that time that was a little lacking.
So yeah, Mum and Dad were separated for, about around 5 years or so.
He wasn't sure if the path we'd been on was really what he wanted to do. So sometimes people need to go and, you know, do whatever it is they think they need to do. This will make me happy. I'm still not convinced that this won't make me happy. So he decided, okay, I'm going to go and try something different. So we were apart for a number of years. And then he came back, and then he got this diagnosis. And he basically asked me if I would consider taking care of him. I wasn't sure, actually, to be honest, because our lives had already separated. So it took me a minute, you know. I was like, oh, okay, This process that we follow is amazing. It's all about love. It's all about seeing other people not as their physical bodies and all the stuff that comes with it, all of the baggage that comes with it. Siddhaswarupananda teaches us that we're spirit souls. We're loved by God eternally. So I just thought, well, this is true. To actually go beyond the baggage and seeing and relating to somebody as who they are, a spirit soul, eternally precious, a treasure of God, and relate to one another on that basis. And I need to help him. Yeah, the closeness has been quite amazing.
From that point, when Dad needed help, Lolita was there. Lolita was there day and night and has been there ever since.
Yeah, Mum knows she's not her body. She knows she's spirit soul, and Dad's a spirit soul, I'm a spirit soul, and we're all connected. It doesn't need to be physical. It can be, you know, a caring, loving relationship without any physicality at all.
The family that have been to see Dad over the last 2 weeks, my auntie, my dad's sister, and my grandmother, my dad's mother, have been unbelievably strong through this.
It's really made it easier for them with a little bit of understanding of what Dad is trying to achieve and where he's going to go, that he's not his body. He's going back to this wonderful place with Krishna, to back home. For them, death was this dark, sad, depressing, scary thing. Whereas really, it's not.
If a person has some love for Krishna in their heart, Krishna is attracted and comes and takes them. This is a great lesson that should give us all great faith, and it should also give us pause for thought and the sense of realization that we must develop our affection for Krishna. Having read the book to him has given me much more of an insight. That book's incredible. That's been really, really good. Yeah, I've just been reading to Shane, and I've just had this moment in there which was just incredible. So the part of the book I'm reading with him now, Mum, which would be really good if you could read too, is people's experiences towards the end of their life. And they explained that Krishna's actually already in that room. Krishna's there. And I just got this, oh my God, I don't know, it was a feeling. A feeling. I just said, I had to stop reading, and I said to Shane, Krishna's already here. He's here with you now. I get what he's doing now. I didn't understand so well, but now quite often I'd read a paragraph and stop and just say, Shane, this is exactly where you're at now. This is what you're doing.
We know that he's getting comfort from us sitting there reading. It just makes him focus someplace else. And I'm just grateful that I had the opportunity to read to him. It did enlighten me to Krishna. It really has helped to understand what he's experiencing now.
Oh, it's incredibly comforting for us. Like I'm here today, and I feel, I don't feel emotional like I have been. I feel comforted. I feel at peace. I feel happy for him. I do feel happy for him.
I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I just came in. We did our morning routine. I washed him up a little bit. And then we got to the part where we usually have breakfast. And as I was going to get it ready, it's just like, no food today. I was like, excuse me? Did I understand that correctly? Can you just sound that out for me one more time, Shane? I just want to be clear. No food today. It's like, no food today.
He has decided a couple of weeks ago that it was time. He was ready, spiritually ready.
It was quite an emotional day for him. He had some friends around, spoke to him and had a chat, and
He finally felt ready and made the decision to stop having food.
I totally understand where he's coming from. But saying that and doing that, you know, having the courage to carry through on that is something else.
You know what? It's the past 2 weeks, I haven't seen him as clear-headed and smiling as much or as happy as he has been in the past 6-8 months that I've been taking care of him. It's like completely changed his mindset and just where he's at. I mean, I knew Dad was going to die. He was going to leave his body. He was diagnosed with MND, but you don't realize, you don't fully understand until, you know, that moment comes. And even now, like, I mean, the first 2 days after Dad made his decision, I was a wreck. But after seeing Dad being so strong and just so focused on his goal, you can't be upset. You can't be sad.
Like, it was shocking because, you know, now we're really at the final innings.
Over the last couple of days, he has pretty much gone into the next stage, which is where he's starting to withdraw. He's going inwards and he's preparing to leave his body. Dear Shane, thank you so much for taking seriously our instructions to focus your mind and heart on Krishna and his holy names. You've made a good decision to give up your body in this way, rather than trying to hold on to it. A disciple is known by how seriously they take the spiritual master's instructions. So thank you very much for taking my instructions seriously. All the acharyas and Lord Chaitanya will certainly bless you for taking their instructions seriously. You have nothing to fear. Simply by pleasing one's spiritual master, the perfection of one's life is assured. In other words, when you leave this body, you will be going back to Krishna. Of this, you should have no doubt. So let your heart be completely at peace as you rest in Krishna's unconditional love from you. I love you very much, your ever well-wisher, Siddhaswarupananda. Shane's just joking. He says he's very lucky he came across me, bro. It's all about soul to soul, isn't it, Shane? Seeing the person in the body. You know, we all have bad habits, but just have to see beyond all of that, right? That's the example that our dear spiritual master sets.
Do you feel that your pain's controlled at the moment? Yes. That cough is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
That cough is a real problem. Your pain, you're quite happy with your pain relief at this point? Yes. So we just make sure that you feel safe and that your questions are being answered.
Yeah.
Is communication purely this now?
Yeah.
Okay. Just as well I know what to ask. The main thing is we want you to be as comfortable as you can be. I think for me, I can just hear that. I can hear.
It's a bit easier.
Yeah. And I know you like your peace and quiet. Me, Miss Chatty Pants. Is there anything that you want from me while I'm here today? No.
Doctors and nurses have been amazed at the way Dad has chosen to leave his body. You know, most people would want to be fully drugged up and not feel a thing. Death's scary, you know. Death's painful.
What Shane's going through, I would have only imagined myself now in the fetal position, being morphined to the max and totally unaware of what was going on around me.
That's not what Dad's doing. He's choosing to be as coherent and present in his transition as he possibly can be.
Even when the nurses said, oh no, I think you need to up. And he's like, no, I'm going to take minimal pain relief.
I think he's very brave. I think he's very, very brave. A very brave man, but his meditation's obviously helping a great deal.
So it's been not a battle, but it's a constant reminder to the medical professionals that are trying to make Dad as comfortable as possible. And they do. They've got his best interests, but they don't understand the why. They don't understand why he's doing what he's doing.
Are you feeling any benefit of the extra pain relief? No. Okay. At the moment, you're finding it acceptable because you don't want to be any drowsier. Is that correct? Yes. Okay.
It's like going to the dentist and not getting any anaesthetic. It's like, why would you do that? But there's a good reason for why Dad's doing what he's doing. There's no point explaining that necessarily to the medical professionals because it's not going to be, as far as they're concerned, a very practical approach. But it's the approach that he's taking, and they're not going to see the guidance and support that he's getting spiritually because it doesn't go through a tube.
Dad knows he's not his body. When he leaves his body will die. He's not attached to the body. He understands that. He's always been very adamant that he wants to be clear-headed when he leaves his body so that he can focus on Krishna, on where he wants to go. By drugging himself up, he can't focus on that. So that's been a big priority of ours, is that we make sure that, we're moving pictures of Krishna around so that he can see that as he's leaving his body. That's his pain medication, is focusing on Krishna and the chanting, and it's worked wonders for him.
He set a high bar.
There's nothing to be afraid of now with passing after seeing Dad die.
That's it. But he did it. He graduated. Just respect the decision.
So much.
And he followed it through to the end.
Krishna just came and picked him up and took him home. Said, see you later, guys, I'm out of here. Just takes a second to surrender, and he did it. Very impressive and inspiring. No angst, no anxiety. It was just incredibly peaceful and incredibly easy. Wow, there's such a difference between a body with a soul in it, spirit, soul, and one without.
Haribol. No, dla mnie niezwykle poruszająca historia. Myślę, że temat, który jest bardzo bliski wielu z nas. Niestety często nasi bliscy odchodzą złamani chorobą. Czasami są to odejścia takie niespodziewane z drugiej strony, prawda? Takich, których myślimy, że jeszcze całe życie przed nami, a tutaj nagle niestety koniec naszej wspólnej podróży. I dlatego moja gorąca prośba, możecie sobie też odsłuchać jeszcze raz ten film, przecież zostajemy tutaj na mantra.pl, ale wiecie, oprócz tej emocjonalnej strony, proszę przyjrzyjcie się temu, w jaki sposób bohaterowie mówią o wpływie medytacji z mantrą nie tylko na całe ich życie, ale właśnie na ten krytyczny moment, prawda? Na ten moment, kiedy zdajemy, czy przystępujemy do egzaminu z naszego życia. Gdzie wtedy będziemy, tak? Czy w strachu, niepewności? Nie mówię tutaj o żalu z powodu rozłąki, która jest nieuchronna, a jeżeli kogoś kochamy, to w naturalny sposób jest nam trudno się rozstać z tą osobą, prawda? Ale mówię tutaj raczej o tym, że ty wiesz, że ten ktoś idzie w miejsce, które znasz, o którym słyszałeś. wiesz, że ktoś na niego czeka, ktoś się tą osobą zaopiekuje. I w tym sensie z jednej strony jest nam przykro, ale z drugiej strony nasze serce jest pełne ufności, nadziei, że ta osoba będzie odpowiednio zaopiekowana, tak, że jest bezpieczna. Więc film, który wiele wnosi do naszego życia, tak, wiele doświadczeń, nie musimy koniecznie sami tego doświadczać, żeby przyjąć tą mądrość, która płynie ze słów tych osób i oczywiście mądrość, która płynie ze słów mistrzów duchowych, pism objawionych, tak, osób, które praktykują proces medytacji w swoim życiu. I niekoniecznie jest tak, że musimy to wszystko przeżywać, aby być mądrzejszymi, jak to się mówi, przed szkodą. Także do tego serdecznie Was zachęcam, do regularnej praktyki medytacji z mantrą. I wiecie, medytacja z mantrą jest radosnym procesem, jest fajnym. Jest dużo zabawy, dużo takich olśnień. Nie chciałabym, żeby ktoś odebrał, że to jest coś jak, wiecie, memento mori, że jogini to gdzieś tam siedzą i tylko rozpatrują moment śmierci, prawda, i myślę cały czas o śmierci, o opuszczaniu ciała. Nie. Skupiamy się na czymś zupełnie innym. Tak naprawdę skupiamy się na najwyższej osobie Boga, na Jego imionach, chwałach, prawda, opisywaniu tej wiedzy. Natomiast ten spokój, o którym tutaj mówimy, to, że nie musimy właśnie rozpamiętywać memento mori i pamiętaj o śmierci, to jest właśnie to, że mamy tą pewność, że mantra nas ochroni. Tak? Czyli to nie jest tak, że proces medytacji wiąże się z jakimś umartwianiem, tak? Trudnymi, wiecie, chodzeniem ciągle, tylko pamiętaj o śmierci. Nie? Tak naprawdę nawet ten dzień dzisiejszy jest pozytywnym dniem, ponieważ możesz zobaczyć, to jest prawda, tak? To zrozumienie, że osoba nie jest swoim materialnym ciałem, jest prawdą. Widzę tam już w tej urnie, trumnie, czy gdziekolwiek, tam już nikogo nie ma. Nawet jeżeli to ciało jeszcze w sensie fizycznym jest, to za chwilę się rozłoży, ale to nie ma znaczenia, ponieważ osoba, która je zamieszkiwała, opuściła już je jakiś czas temu. Prawda? Czyli jest potwierdzenie wiedzy o naszej własnej tożsamości. Może być to taki dzwonek, taka przypominajka. Hej, zobacz. Tak? Ci ludzie, których imiona widzisz tam na nagrobkach, być może też myśleli, że w tych ciałach są nieśmiertelni. Tak? Jak wielcy wojownicy, wiecie, królowie, tak? Też dążyli do nieśmiertelności w tych ciałach. Ale to jest iluzja. Prawda? To jest iluzja. Także zostawiam Was z tymi przemyśleniami, zostawiam Was z mantrą Gauranga. Zachęcam do kolejnych odwiedzin na naszej mantra.pl, tak aby coraz bardziej i coraz głębiej wchodzić w temat medytacji z mantrą, żeby nasze życie, nie tylko istnienie, ale nasze życie było pełne i bogate w duchowe doświadczenia. Dziękuję Wam bardzo za to dzisiejsze spotkanie. Namaste. Haribol.